Hey y'all, hey, come on in. Shayla, I'm starting. I'm back here again. And so today I'm actually here to do a wellness check-in. I know I haven't done this in a minute, but I wanted to come see where is y'all head at, okay? Because I know right now, doing this Virgo energy that we're having right now, y'all already know I love to start off with astrology at the beginning so we can see what is going on with the transits, okay? So right now the sun is in Virgo, all right? And with the sun being in Virgo, this can put you guys in this energy of being very sensitive, okay? Being very sensitive to a lot of things, but also being willing to put in a lot of hard work, being willing to be self-sustainable, being also, you could be a little bit of sensitive in your environments and your surroundings. Also, you could be a little sensitive when it comes to being embarrassed or dealing with being embarrassed when it comes to certain things. This energy right now is very, be mindful, you guys. It's very, very prominent of being in this energy of being very worriness, like having a lot of worry energy, having a lot of anxiety, dealing with a lot of digestive issues. You guys could be dealing with liver issues. These are like certain things that Virgo energy carry and where it can affect certain parts of your body, right? And so y'all know Virgo is also ruling Wednesday, because Wednesday is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury also have half of the energy ruled by Gemini. So that's a lot of logic energy. All right, so that's a little bit of the Virgo sun. Like I said, you guys could have woken up today, or for the rest of this Virgo energy, feeling a little anxiety or anxious. I'm not even gonna say anxiety. You could be very anxious and very and have a lot of worry about things. But I feel like during this time, don't be in a worry state. Don't allow none of these distractions of the world, of society, to distract you from your divine purpose. Y'all know I was talking about this in the Virgo new moon. Virgo energy is the energy of putting in that hard work, getting off your ass and getting something done, okay? So don't be distracted with your worriness and your anxiety energy. Allow yourself to move through that, okay? And that's why with the topic that we're going to be talking about today, about learning to control your thoughts, we're going to get into that, okay? I just wanted to start off with astrology. All right, now the moon is in Libra. With the moon being in Libra, this is going to put you in this energy of being wanting to be agreeable and fair, believing and actually want to connect with strong partnerships, bring harmony, and actually be very considerate of others, want to be very sociable, and wanted to be mentally aware of everybody, okay? So with this Libra's energy playing out in the moon, this could put you in this space where you're going to want to play out these energies. You want to have a partnership. You want to have to build, you want to be able to build a community or a foundation for not only yourself, but for a tribe or a group of people that's on the same things that you're on, okay? So with that energy and the moon, we also are going to be looking at Mercury, okay? Remember, Mercury rules Virgo, so I wanted you guys to also understand what placement is in Virgo. Mercury right now, Mercury is back into Leo, okay? And with Mercury being in Leo, this is going to allow us to find answers to our problems, be more positive, be more warm, charming, and being able to want to communicate, being more authentic, being more easy at approaching, being more easily or willing to tell more stories, not be too dramatic, okay? Pipe down, because y'all know I be telling y'all sometimes Leos could be a little bit too dramatic and too dramatic. I'm talking about dramatic, okay? So hold that down a little bit, but definitely be your greatest expression, okay? Now with that energy, I want to get into our topic of the day, which is learning to control your thoughts, okay? With Leo being in Mercury, you guys can be in a space of being in your ego, and like I said, being very, very dramatic, so you're willing to act out every single thing that your mind is telling you to do, okay? Be very mindful of that. Understand you have control over your thoughts, okay? One more thing I want to start off before even tapping in deep is understanding to open your mind up for growth, okay? That's the main thing I want you guys to practice understanding more of, is opening your mind up to want to expand and create growth in your life, okay? When you become more aware of who and what you are and how your thoughts create your reality based on the action that you're going to be pushing yourself to take, right? You become more aware and more aware when it comes to learning about who got the control? You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, like for example, you guys may have went through the, okay, so today I was in a lecture, right? And in the lecture, one of the person who was giving the lecture had gave an example of when you are in this experience where you feel like something that you're going through, you can't make it through it, or it's not as comfortable to you, and you decide to feed yourself these thoughts of, oh, I can't do it, or it's not going to work. That's not going to work. You're actually spending time feeding your mind these uncontrollable thoughts that you can't do something, and guess what happened? You begin to manifest those things right into your reality, where things may not work out in the way that you needed to, based on the things you're constantly feeding yourself. And so today I wanted to have a topic, I wanted to talk about this topic of understanding that you actually have control of that. So if you're in this state where you feel like your thoughts are feeding you negative thoughts about past versions of things that may have happened, where you have experienced things in other ways, you have you have to learn to control yourself in deleting those thoughts, learning to take back your power and say, hey, I'm not going to think like that. Even if at this moment I don't see myself doing it in a way that I feel comfortable doing it, I'm gonna allow myself to do it from another avenue, a different path, a path that's more comfortable for me. Allow myself to go through it. I think the main thing is a lot of people don't trust in themselves. And so those thoughts that they place upon themselves, that they can't do things, or they don't know how to move forward, or even allow themselves to break down these old blockages and boundaries that's allowing themselves to continue to feed themselves these ridiculous thoughts that may be projecting to them that they can't do things, right? That's just them not believing in themselves, not want to take accountability of understanding, like, you don't have to think like that. You don't have to even continue to move like that. You have opportunities to do things differently, okay? And so one of the next examples that I was using, that they were using during the lecture, was, say for instance, you said something like, I want to be, right? Maybe you want to be able to communicate better in relationships. You want to be able to be more of a leader. You want to be able to be more of somebody who people can look up to as an example. One thing we have to understand, that when you have these experiences and these moments to act out in these experiences, be in the present moment, so that when you have this experience to communicate better, when you have this experience to have friends or family around you, that you're actually in the moment and you're expressing yourself in your best version of who you are, okay? Learn to actually sit down and ask yourself, how do you feel about certain things? Because sometimes you may put yourself in this space where you begging for an experience to do certain things that you're not even ready for. Because if somebody was able to come up to you and be mature, to have a mature conversation with you, and just for example, say you're not as mature, how are you going to be ready for that moment of expression when you haven't really matured within yourself and understanding how do you feed your mind? What are the things that's on your mind when it comes to connecting and being in partnerships and having bonds and collaborations with others, right? You have to be able to process your way of looking at these things in your life and actually seeing them from a positive space. So when you have these experiences, you're able to accept them, you know, with open arms, okay? And so another thing I was talking about as well in the lecture was that understand that you have the option to choose what path you want to go down. You're the one writing your story while co-creating with God or the universe or your guardian angel or your higher self, however y'all choose to look at it. But understand that you are co-creating with that part of your life, with this part of your life. So the way that you see your life, the way that you speak over your life, the words that you use, the environment that you allow yourself to stand in is co-creating the life that you want. And so when you understand and sit back and actually ask yourself, like I said, ask yourself questions. Maybe you need to ask yourself, how do you really feel about this? How do you feel about that? How do you see things? Don't go too deep into the thought, but be mindful of the actions you're putting behind the thoughts that you have. Because if you have a question regarding how do you feel about doing something that you never did, that's pointless, because you never put the action into it. You actually have to put in action to an experience to actually get your status behind what actually is going on, okay? And so after you begin to understand, you know, the importance of asking yourself questions and asking where are you in your life and how much do you appreciate yourself, sit back and understand that you are grateful. And when you really understand that you're grateful, not because you're grateful for anything outside of you, but truly just being grateful with yourself about how do you speak to yourself. What are the words that you are affirming to yourself on a daily basis? Y'all know when I come in here and I get into my wellness check-in, I like to get into what is your mental looking like and what is your physical looking like? Because physically you could be blocking yourself when you don't get up and exercise, whether you're doing exercising, you're walking, you're running, you're doing yoga, you're doing Pilates, you're doing dancing classes, you're doing, I don't care what it is, but as long as you moving your body, that's a part of mental awareness, that's a part of physical awareness. And when you tap into that wellness energy within yourself, you become more grateful, and you understand the boundaries that it takes for you to create this space within yourself to get up and do what it is that you feel called to do. Okay, because during this time, that's why I wanted to come talk to you guys, because I know it could be a little difficult with the anxiety and the overwhelming thoughts that we could be having based on the things that we have not accomplished and the things that we're trying to accomplish. You can burden yourself with trying to figure out how are you going to do it and when it's going to happen, when really you should just sit in the moment of just experiencing everything and find gratitude and happiness and just being in the moment, just being in this space where you can have all of the things that you want, that you desire, whether there is people bringing you things or you're being brought out into opportunities where people are celebrating you. Just be grateful for having those opportunities and think more positive about them. And even when you are in moments where things can feel a little hectic, right? Because like I said, this Virgo energy can make you feel a little hectic, make you feel like if you're not putting the right routine and patterns into the things that you do on a daily basis, it can bring hecticness, it can bring anxiety and worry. But that's why Virgo energy is so important to pay attention to and be aware of, because you always supposed to have things set up for yourself where when that worriness comes, you got something set up for you to open up a new path to find a better direction that's going to best fit you, so that you don't be in that state of continuing to attract that worry or anxiety energy. Because when you stay within that space, y'all, the amount of things that you can attract in your life based on people, places, and spaces, y'all will not like that. That's why today we still have people who go and get into car crashes. I'm not wishing that upon nobody, but baby, just being in a mental space where you're dealing with anxiety and worry, baby, you will run yourself into something you didn't have no business being into. And so that's why I come to you guys, and I come to this space reminding you guys about doing breath work, doing movement, and having fun. That's why I record and I share this thing on my platform, because I want you guys to understand the importance of being accountable for you, baby. Because if you don't be accountable for you, all you're going to do is continue to attract people on the same time and you're wrong. And a lot of times people sit back wondering, like, why did I attract this person who was maybe no good or not worthy for where you see your life being? But really, you don't know how to understand that the finger you're pointing at other people saying that they're doing something wrong, you got 4 more pointing at you, where you need to take accountability of how did you even attract that into your space. Actually being aware of how do you speak to yourself, what are the things that you're grateful for, how do you date you, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're a man or woman, you got to know how to date you, what it is that you like. How much time do you spend alone valuing the things that you take purpose towards? Because when you have a purpose of things that you're going to go towards, you may not have a group of people going towards that same purpose at the same time when you first start, but you creating divine attention and focus on getting grounded on that purpose is what's more important, whether if you got a whole bunch of people behind you or not. Y'all know, like I told y'all, Virgo energy is the energy of getting out here and getting some stuff done. So at the end of the day, whether if you got 3 or 4 people going towards the same thing you going towards, you need to do it regardless. Because this is the thing, when God give you a mission for something, when you don't take that mission is going to be given to somebody else. And the problem is, a lot of us like to sit back and think that mission is going to wait on you, and you're wrong. And so this is why you guys get on social media platforms like TikTok, Facebook. I'm not saying any of these things are bad, but y'all get on these things and start comparing yourself because y'all wish y'all would have took on that God-given gift that God has brought to y'all table. A lot of y'all be scared and in this fear or in this mentality that you think that you can't go out here and get what it is that you truly deserve, and that's false. Because there is more than enough for all of us to get out here and do what it is that we truly deserve. We just have to be confident enough to stand up within that and actually affirm who and really the fuck we are. Okay? Sorry for my French, but y'all know I like to be very blunt and very open and honest with you guys, because I need you guys to understand with this wellness check-in, I wanted to come and get very, very blunt with you guys and ask you guys to be very, very honest with yourself. Do you actually appreciate and enjoy who the fuck you really are? A lot of y'all don't, because most of the time y'all spend yourself hiding underneath the cover, y'all spend yourself hiding in the shower, y'all spend yourself hiding around people who don't even love themselves, and all y'all continuing to do is show the universe of God that that's all y'all want to attract. So when are you going to step up for you? Be real with yourself, because like I said, when I was in that lecture, nobody would have thought that this person would have gave an example of when you're going through something bad, how you feed yourself negative thoughts, and that continues to manifest more of that. That's because people processing on them thoughts. People sitting right in this space right now, even while I'm talking, having these same experiences within their life, where they feel down, they feel less, may feel a little less than, but guess why? It's because of the way you talk to yourself. And if you say, hey, no, I don't talk to myself like that, but maybe I got people around me who talk like that, why are you in that space? Why are you in that space? Whether that is friends, family, loved ones, it doesn't matter. Even a job. Sometimes y'all got to really learn to understand that money comes through happiness. It's not all about working nobody's job, working somebody else 9 to 5. That's why I always tell y'all, it's okay to work a 9 to 5 to get to where you got to go, but you got to have you a divine purpose or something that you want to build, baby. Whether you're going to be a teacher out here going on platforms teaching, or you're going to go out here and become a dancer, or you're going to go out here and make your own food, make your own drinks and sell it to people, you're going to become a DJ, it doesn't matter. I don't care what it is that you do, but you got to have a divine purpose or a gift that you feel like God has given you as a path or avenue that you could divinely focus on, and watch you have an abundance of flow through that. Watch it. Based on the things that you affirm in your life. Like I always tell you, how are you speaking to yourself? You should be speaking affirmations over yourself every single day, all the time. I don't care. I'm the type of person, I listen to affirmation music. Okay, it's a girl that I watch. Her name is Tony something. I'm gonna list it below if I can, but her name is Tony, and it's something on YouTube that I listen to. Her name is Tony, and she always have affirmation music playing on her playlists on her channel. So baby, I'm always tapping into speaking affirmations over myself, whether it's me or it's people as a collective, speaking love and wisdom over myself. I'm also a R&B girly. So y'all know that R&B, that 90s jam, that's Eddie jam, is really all about love and compassion and just being there for your union, being there for your other half. Y'all know I love that. I'm very big on the divine feminine, divine masculine, being together in a partnership that's divinely guided with love and balanced love, and being able to be in this space where y'all are affirming love to one another. But you can't be in a space where you're going to affirm love to one another when y'all not even affirming it with yourself singly and wholly. And so that's why I came today, to get clear and get you clear on understanding how are you talking to yourself, because the way you talking to yourself is the way that everybody else is going to talk to you, whether you realize it or not, because you attract what and who you are. So be aware of, like I said, what are you saying? Do you really trust in you? Because if you trust in you, you would trust in understanding that, hey, you're going to have to get up and do what it is that you got to do, consciously making a decision to understand that everything you want to experience new is all off of a new experience that you're going to have to go out here and experience. Okay, collective? And so I love you guys, and I wanted to come and do a little 1-2 and talk to you guys. And before I get out of here, I got 3 cards of affirmations that I want to give to you guys. If you want to get a piece of paper and write it down, you're more than welcome to. But I'm going to leave you guys with 3 affirmations that you guys can repeat. I don't care if you do them 3 times a day, 5 minutes, where you're spinning. Y'all know I make my bracelets, and I like to use my bracelets during my meditation to count each bead or each seashell as an intentional meditation about being intentional. And if you want, you can use these affirmations while you're in your meditation. Okay, so the first affirmation is, I have the power to create change. Okay, so the first card is, I have the power to make change. The next affirmation is, flowers bloom when you smile. Okay, flowers bloom when you smile. So baby, smile. What Snoop Dogg said, smile, bitch, smile, bitch. Come on, Lil Duval too, but they said, smile, bitch, smile, bitch. Come on, listen, you deserve your flowers. Some of y'all need to go buy your own self some flowers. Some of y'all need to go buy y'all man some flowers. Some of y'all can go ahead and invest into buying your girl some flowers, because we all deserve to be cherished and feel as somebody who's valuable and worthy. Okay, and so the last affirmation we got before we get out of here is, I know my worth. Okay, and if you know your worth, you're gonna stand up for who and what you really are. Okay, and it's based on, like I said, are you truly happy with you? Are you in gratitude with all the things that you have around you, based on, even if you don't have much? Even if you don't have much, I know a lot of people whooping and hollering about the regression. They don't have much money, or their job is not giving them up. Fine, but be grateful for what do you actually have right now. And how are you making that work for you? How are you speaking over your life about even bringing in more abundance in your life? Because if you're speaking over your life right now like, oh, well, poor me, I'm a victim because something happened where I have less than, then that's what you're going to attract more of, less than. Instead of thinking, oh yeah, poor me, let me look at this from a different perspective and let me speak over my life in a more advanced level where I can smile more, where I can understand that I got to make this change for me. Okay, and I understand making this change for me is because I am worthy. Okay, and And so I love you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this wellness check-in, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.